Alabama suffers a huge loss, and we'll try to find some clues as to why. Welcome into the Sporting News Studios for a look at this week's UPS Team Performance Index. I'm Tom Vandervoort. Now, the TPI gives us a new way to rate and compare college football teams using statistical analysis. First, a separate index is developed for offense, defense, special teams, and miscues. Add those together with winning percentage, and you get an overall index for total team performance. 100 is average. 200 is perfect. Alabama may find itself on the outside looking in when we get to this year's national championship game after a surprising 29-24 loss to Texas A&M. But to regular fans of the Team Performance Index, the loss won't come as a total shock. Alabama entered the game as the number 2 team on the TPI, and even after the loss, that's where they'll stay. But the index also verifies what we saw on Saturday in Tuscaloosa. First, there's the trouble that the vaunted Tide defense had early with the A&M offense and Johnny Manziel. Fans of the TPI will notice that most of the offenses Alabama had faced prior to A&M this year weren't exactly elite. Looking at the TPI offensive ranking of all their opponents before A&M, only Tennessee indexed better than 35th. Texas A&M, on the other hand, is the nation's 7th best team on offense, according to the TPI. Alabama seemed to adjust after getting behind early. Their own offense, after all, rates 9th on the TPI, and we saw what it could do in the late stages against LSU. But against the Aggies, mistakes diffused any comeback hopes, and we see that on this week's miscues index. Alabama scored a 42.4 with A&M at 156.5. Now, for the game, Alabama actually indexed ahead of Texas A&M on both offense and defense. So now the plan for Alabama is to sit back and hope for 2 unbeaten teams to suffer another loss. After all, the TPI still says they're number 2 in the nation, so maybe it'll happen. I'll be back next week with more numbers for the UPS Team Performance Index. I'm Tom Vandervoort.